Hello friends, how you doing? Day 1736, hope you're amazing on this beautiful sunny day. Oh my gosh. I just want to share with you something happened. I got a ticket for distracted driving. So yeah, it was after doing some inventory for Casino Royale yesterday. I was tired thinking. So I picked up my phone to check something and a cop and so pulled me over. I was like, ah, darn. And so yeah, so he came up to me after we stopped and told me why he stopped me, and I didn't deny it. I just said, yeah, you're right. I was just checking something. I should have pulled over instead of driving. He says he saw me swerve. That's why it made him look, and then he saw that I was on my phone. And so I apologized, and he asked for my license. I gave it to him, and he said, I don't know if you know this, but a ticket for distracted driving is $368. And when he said that, my jaw dropped. I'm like, what? I'm like, holy crap. And on top of that, it's 4 penalty points on your driver's abstract. And so I'm like, wow, okay. And I was like, okay, well, it was my bad. So whatever it is, I'll have to pay. But he said, you know what? Because you took responsibility and because you were polite, I'm actually going to give you, instead of distracted driving, I'm going to give you another citation. And he put it under driving while control obstructed. And so instead of $368, it's a $109 ticket. So massive discount, which I'm very grateful for. He didn't have to do that. I didn't ask, obviously. But respect begets respect. You know what I'm saying? And so he says, politeness and take responsibility, that deserves something. And I agree. I didn't ask for it, but, we definitely need more of that in our society. But anyway, on top of that, instead of $109, if I pay within the next 30 days, it's $25 off. So it's like $89. So massive discount from the $368. I'm very grateful for. I would have been fine paying the full amount, but obviously I'll take the $200 and just be grateful. And afterwards, I just thanked them and thanked them for serving. And you know what? There's some people who don't like police officers. They've had run-ins in the past or issues, whatever, authority issues or what have you. But you know what? It was my bad. I took responsibility. The laws are there to actually protect us. It's not to, some people think, oh, it's just a money grab. I'm like, sure, sometimes, it depends on the cop, but most cops are just upholding the laws that are actually there to protect us. And so I looked up the top 3 causes of deaths via driving is speeding, impaired driving, that's alcohol or drugs, and number 3, you guessed it, distracted driving. And so obviously that's why the laws are in place. Just like way back when they didn't have seatbelts yet, a lot of people fought that because, you're just trying to control us, they're trying to what have you. But again, over time, of course, the numbers have shown that the laws have actually saved a lot of people's lives. And so I looked up some stats here. Actually, I didn't really know all this until I looked it up. But so distracted driving is 4 penalty points, right? What he gave me is only 3 penalty points, and so penalty points actually affect potentially what you have to pay and or extra fines, or potentially even loss of your driving privilege. Again, driving is not a right, it's a privilege. We get to. There's a lot of people who are entitled thinking, whatever. So anyways, so speeding is 3 points, distracted driving is 4 points. Driving while prohibited or suspended is 10 points. And so the assessment period by ICBC, this is in BC only, in British Columbia, they review your driving record for the last 12 months of your driving. And so So that will depend on how many points you have, which determines how much you pay for insurance and any other miscellaneous stuff. And so let me see here. So there's a driver penalty point premium. So if you accumulate more than 3 points in your 12-month assessment period, you have to pay an extra charge called a driver penalty point premium. And so I have to be good for the next 12 months, otherwise I pay a premium. And this is separate from any fine from the ticket and what have you. So the more points you have, above 3, the higher the premium. So if you have 6, 10, whatever, you just have to pay a higher penalty. Which I think is fair because, you know, we want safe drivers on the road, not a bunch of maniacs out there, right? There's a lot of road rage out there, unfortunately, so definitely be careful. And also, let's see here, prohibitions. Okay, so if you accumulate 2 points, it can lead to a temporary driving prohibition or suspension. And so let's see here, class 5, this is for experienced drivers. A prohibition is a risk for drivers who get 9 to 11 points. So if you accumulate, say, 3 speeding tickets, then you may get a temporary driving prohibition. So your license is suspended. You can't drive for a little bit. Okay, for how long? I don't know. If you're a class 7, you're an L or an N. If you have as few as 4 points, they could suspend your driving privileges. And so it says that you can't necessarily remove points, but you can wait for them to expire, and it takes 5 years for your points to expire. So be good when you're driving, because it can add up, right? So the premiums can really add up a lot. I had a friend who had a lot of accidents when he was younger in a year and a half, and his premium was like $4,000 a month, and he was, I think, 19 or 20 at the time. So obviously, just being young adds a premium, and then when you get 6 or 7 accidents in a year and a half, yeah, his premium went way up. Was it $4,000 or was it $6,000? I forget. This was like over a decade ago, but like I was like, that's crazy. But at the same time, we don't want dangerous drivers out there, right? We want people who follow the rules of the road, so that we can all be safe and stay alive. Okay, one wrong move and it could cost a life, and a life is the most precious thing. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to share today. Some information on driving, being safe, and also how just being polite and taking ownership can potentially help you. In different ways, I'm grateful. But like I said, you know, I never felt entitled to it, or like I wasn't trying to try to get a discount. I just took responsibility because he caught me. And I did it. So like, what am I going to dispute? You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I'll just pay it and what have you. I was fine with that. But, you know, I appreciate that he recognized and acknowledged me taking responsibility and being polite. So, something to think about, my friends. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.